as early as 2:15, 11:30. So it starts soon.
Starting soon.
So go out. It's a beautiful day. But also I have to talk about a show I saw on Wednesday night. Neil Young. Neil Young played at a venue that I do not like because it's hard to get to, and the sight lines are not good because it's flat as opposed to pitched.
Is it Tinley? Not Tinley Park.
It's the Northerly Island.
Northerly Island.
Yeah, do not enjoy going there, but
it is hard to get to. But I've only been there once. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
If you're short like me, it's hard to, even sitting, it's hard to see sometimes because, again, it's flat. Most theaters are pitched that we see things in. But for Neil Young, I would go to the ends of the earth. And you know what, Scott, once again, I'm reminded what an important figure he is to me personally and to a lot of people. I ran into a million friends there. If you went there thinking, I like his music but not his politics, you were in the wrong place, my friend, because Neil Young, everything about him is his politics. And he has been outspoken since Four Dead in Ohio, Kent State in the 70s. So he debuted a new song called "No More Great," Big Crime. It's called "No," and the opening line I just want to give you: "No more great again. No more great again. There's big crime in D.C. at the White House. Don't need no fascist rules. Don't want no fascist schools. Don't want soldiers on our streets. There's big crime in D.C. in the White House. There's big crime in D.C. in the White House," and it goes on.
Why did he sugarcoat it so much?
I know.
I mean,
come on, get to the point.
Come on, tell us exactly what you mean.
And he mentioned, I know you don't want military in the streets here before he sang that song, but many people were up with fists in the air like me and, standing up and cheering and singing along. Of course, there were a lot of people sitting down, and I have to ask myself, why? Why are you sitting down on
How old were they?
Old like us.
They might have been tired.
They might have been tired.
There's a thing.
People got to stand up. I mean, I would like to have seen, 90% of the people on their feet. But, people are a little afraid. And I think that the message that we have to keep pounding home is we cannot be afraid into not speaking our minds. Oh, yeah. I know some musicians personally that altered some lyrics of a song they wrote because they're worried about getting back in the country if they tour in Europe, because it literally uses Trump's name in the song. Oh. I guess you have to make your own choices, but the choices that we need to make right now are to stand up as loud and proud as we can. And, Neil Young just brought it all back home, Scott. He's as relevant as ever, musically, politically. He's the reason I play harmonica. I mean, oh wow! I didn't realize that he was your gateway drug. He and Bob Dylan were my artists that I played the most as a acoustic folk player as a young person, 12, 13, 14 years old, and they had that rack around their neck playing the harmonica, and you're like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. So it was a really. I just couldn't stop thinking about the show. I wanted to go back up to Milwaukee on Friday, but I wasn't going to do that. But I just loved him so much. But I understand. Neil Young really hits a lot of people. He does. Yeah, he does. Well, he doesn't hit people, but he hits them the way he should. Yes, heart. He's not smacking people around. There were times, Scott, and that's a big venue. You could hear a pin drop. Oh yeah, I'm sure. People were on, and tickets were rather expensive, so the people there were not casual fans. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I just embracing the music that is Chicago. I mean, Soldier Field had Oasis one night, and they had the Lumineers there. The Lumineers were there last night, and there's Chemical Romance, I think, is there tonight. It's crazy. Our city is in full bloom musically right now. It's doing well. We're trying to do everything, especially with all the all the crazy that's coming my way. Look, here's the thing. I know your two heroes are Bob Dylan and Neil Young. Yeah. You have picked two of the vocalists that drive me crazy. And Joni. Well, I love Joni. Yes, I can deal with Joni. Some people think she drives them crazy. Oh, she drives people crazy too because she does that Canadian Goose thing. Yeah. But when did Neil Young decide that figure out that he sounded like Neil Young? That voice is just weird. A lot of people. I know, I know it's iconic to many people. I'm just saying, this is how I feel. This is just on me. I'm not yucking anybody's yum. And he was in his good Neil Young voice. Was he? Yeah, good. Because he's not a young man. 79. Holy smokes! Saw a bunch of oldsters this week. Let me tell you. Well, that's been my summer. All the septuagenarians, with Grace Jones and Sandra Bernhard. It's been all about let's celebrate all the people that are getting up there, and they're doing all their stuff out on the road.
living their lives, doing things, getting things done, singing songs about protests.
Yep.
Come on,
Come on.
sugarcoating it. Like Neil.
Yeah, Neil, he's the best.
You can tell there's a very big glow about you with your Neil Young shirt.
My overpriced, but I had to buy it.
Of course, they're all the swag over there is just ridiculous.
I love buying them from like last week. I had a queso shirt on, $25, and it goes to the artist. Neil Young, he charged a lot for those tickets. We bought them. We walked up and bought them at the box office, and Ticketmaster dropped the price on a few of them.
Oh, all right.
So we did okay.
All right, cool.
Because it was really expensive.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these, the reason they're touring is they know, they may not be able to tour forever, and this is their livlivelihood, and they're out there.
I think Neil Young is doing just fine, though. Financially, I think he is. He's okay.
But doesn't stop him from charging $250 a seat.
Of course, girl, and that is cheap. Like going to see some of these big these little, Pop-Tarts that are running around doing like the Taylor Swift Eras tour. They're like $1,000.
I mean, people are paying it, so they keep raising it. So
I know it just seems not cute. Yeah. Oh, and I guess congratulations to T Swift.
Yes, congratulations. Finally engaged.
Yay!
2 years in the making.
Yay! Wonderful. It's been many years.
Tell me about your week.
Girl, my week has been just kind of just like reeling from what's going on in the world, and trying to find moments of joy and happiness that are somewhere out there.
Yeah.
We did have a friend of ours from Memphis came in for literally an overnight stay. She flew in from Memphis. She rented a car, and she got in around 10 o'clock, and she left at 10 o'clock the next morning because she and her trans son are doing a cross-country trip. Well, I guess mid-country.
They're starting in Chicago.
Well, he lives in Chicago, and she's done this with her other kids who, right before they turn 20, they go on a road trip together. And
They're not in college? Or?
No. So he's here in Chicago working, and so Mama came up and scooped him up, and they're driving across country to Seattle.
Wow, that's a big drive.
Yeah. So they're doing by the time when they get to Seattle, that will be his birthday. So it's kind of like this great thing. Yeah, and it's really cool because our friend is she's a minister as well. So this whole her journey supporting her child has been fierce, has been ferocious, and also filled with joy. So that's been one of that was kind of the highlight for me for this week. Just to kind of hang out and just see a friend and just to kind of talk about and they're all heading out to South Dakota to go to Waldrug.
Yeah, they put a bumper sticker on the back of their car.
So that's basically it. Just been kind of, I'm trying to, again, find moments of joy in this horrible world that's going on right now. I am, we've just been cooking a lot.
Nice.
Trying to have folks over. Sent a lot of people off on amazing journeys this week. A friend of mine's daughter is now in Jordan for a semester. So she's studying abroad for a semester over there, which I'm like, that's. But last week we had a big going away party for her, and she seemed very confident and cool about it.
Hopefully
That's
it is.
It's a scary region right now.
It is. I would not personally want to be
I know,
there.
but she's studying Arabic, and it's like this is kind of a great place to be.
Yeah, it is.
And then,
Jordan does have some beautiful sights.
Oh yeah. And it seemed also. They had been kind of traveling, and during their travels in the United States, they kept running into people who had just been to Jordan.
Oh wow!
So it felt kind of like okay, everything is aligned, and we're sending good vibes. So I'm like, all right. So she's off on a grand adventure, and my sister is off on a grand adventure for the second time. She is doing the Camino del Santiago. Again, for the second time.
And for those listeners that aren't aware of what that is.
It is a 500-mile pilgrimage across through France and northern Spain and get you to Portugal, and you end up in Santiago. So she is doing it, and she's doing it alone this time.
Well, she'll meet friends for life.
Oh, yeah. But, she went... went a couple years ago, and she went with a friend. Thank goodness, because she took a spill the first day.
And you don't necessarily do the whole 500 miles. Is she doing the whole thing?
No, she's doing the whole thing.
Do like
There's a shorter, there are many places where you can pick up. You can do the part that starts just in Spain,
right,
or you can start from the beginning, which is in France, and then goes through Spain and then ends up in Portugal. But she's doing the whole 500. She did the whole 500 miles last time. Last time on her first day, she lost her footing and busted her head open, and they had to like get some sort of ambulance to kind of come and help her out, which was. It was not to say it was a very rocky start.
How long will she be gone? A month?
She's gone. It'll take 6 weeks to do the walk, the pilgrimage, and then her husband's flying over
to celebrate after it's
to
all
meet up.
done.
Yeah, and then I think they're going somewhere in Europe. I'm not sure.
People love that experience. We have met many people when we've been in Spain and Portugal who were about to do it or did do it, and there's just something about it that is just magical for people.
Yeah, so
it could be whatever. I know Jewish people that have been on it. It's a kind of a Christian pilgrimage, but it's really open to anybody that wants to do it.
It's anybody who wants to do it, and it's also moments to reflect, and it really is a pilgrimage. So I'm very excited that she's out there.
Nice. Good for her.
I know.
I admire people who do that walk. That was.
Yes, she's been training for the past month, basically by putting on a backpack and walking around her neighborhood in Iowa.
How many pounds do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I walk a lot, but I wonder how much weight I could
carry.
Add to that.
It's just a lot of dry shampoo.
Yeah,
is basically what it is. A lot of dry shampoo,
a lot of hand washing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's kind of been my week. Cool. It's been filled with people going on grand adventures and trying to find joy in this caca world that's happening.
Yeah.
Because friends, people keep saying authoritarianism is coming. Authoritarianism is coming. I'm like, girl, it's here.
It's here.
Girl,
Have
it's
you looked around?
here.
Have you listened?
And it's creepy.
Have you read?
But we're going to dive into that. But we should probably take a little breaky poo and pay some bills. So this part of Out Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. If you are struggling to make your mortgage, auto, and credit card payments, you're not alone and need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. During the first quarter of 2025, more than 12% of credit card accounts, approximately 5% of auto loans, and nearly 1% of mortgages are more than 90 days past due, which is the highest in the past 15 years. If you're having challenges making your payments, the best time to contact Team Hochberg is today, not tomorrow, not next week, and not next year. Call Team Hochberg now at 855-563-2843 for a free consultation with an experienced Team Hochberg mortgage professional. If you qualify, Team Hochberg will help you consolidate your debt, enhance your credit, and reduce your monthly payments. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of WCPT listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That number again is 855-563-2843, and the website you know and love, 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're just goose-stepping our way to fascism here. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Where are they now with Art and Bobby?
She is the founder and owner of Mazum Seamoss. Let's welcome Kim Jin. Good morning, Kim.
Well, it's delicious. And it's supposed to be very healthy for you.
I noticed I started spitting up phlegm. It might not be sexy. I go to the toilet constantly around the same time every day.
Listen to Where Are They Now Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Hey, listen.
Excuse me, miss. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can you recommend a bank that offers a full suite of commercial banking products along with excellent service?
Yes, ABOC.
What about a bank that has been in Chicago for more than 100 years and really understands the local business climate?
ABOC.
But I manage a labor union. Can you recommend a bank that really understands how labor unions operate and what banking products they need?
Again, ABOC. ABOC first opened its doors in downtown Chicago in 1922 and understands the local business climate better than anyone. ABOC was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders today. So they really understand how unions tick and how their needs may be different. But whether you're with a labor union or another type of business, whether you're large or small or something in between, ABOC will always make you feel like you're their most important customer. Visit ABOC.com to learn more.
Wow, thank you, random person on the street. I'm going to visit ABOC.com today.
Member FDIC. WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
Hey everybody, this is Tanya Richard from Tanya's Take, Race Culture and the Culture of Race, and you are listening to Out Chicago, WCPT.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along. So glad that you played that. Tanya Richard, our good friend, she is having a book release.
Yes.
This Tuesday. Very, very excited about that.
Black girl in a white suburb.
Black girl from a white suburb. Using my voice, finding my light. I think. Yeah, I usually screw that up. There we are. Oh, all right. You okay there?
Yeah, my regular cup I couldn't find. I hope I didn't spill on my
You did not
new
spill on your brand new shirt.
$50 T-shirt.
And there's $50. That's nothing.
For a T-shirt?
My Missy Elliott
yours
T-shirt
has some decor on it.
was a lot. But going to any of them, they're all
Y'all
kind of-
learn nothing from Macklemore.
There you go. We're gonna pop some tags. I only got 20.
He literally says, "Bro, that's $50 for a T-shirt."
It's true. It's $50 for a T-shirt. But I'm sure, again, Neil is very happy for the financial security
I'm sure he is.
that you have now provided.
Thank you.
Anyway, Tanya Richard, she's got a book release. It's going to be happening at American Blues Theater. It is open to the public. So if you want to, I think you just need to go and register. So go to American Blues Theater.
Go check it out.
So go and check it out. I'm going to be there, and I'm very, very excited about it because we need some joy at some point in this world. Hey, everybody, just a little friendly reminder. Keep them poor. Keep them sick. Keep them uninformed. That's just a little friendly reminder, the basic tenets of fascism. And that is kind of what's going on this week. There's been a lot of nefarious goings on with the Fed, with CDC and other agencies that are going on. And there's the ever-present threat that Dear Leader Ding Dong is going to be sending troops to Chicago this week. We're excited.
Yeah.
Like, how exciting. And, I have never been more proud of Mayor Johnson and our governor, J.B. Pritzker. The two of them have been leading the charge in saying, no, stop.
We don't want you here.
Look, you are not needed, nor are you invited. So don't. I believe Pritzker was on the CBS morning show
yes, I
this
caught
morning.
part of his interview this morning.
Yeah, and he's sounding the clarion call
Yes,
of
he is.
listen, this is not
American.
This is not American. This is not about protecting. It's not about ending crime. It is about. It's about
hassling
intimidation
people, and this is all about ICE. They act like it's about crime. If they were really about crime, would they station people on L platforms and different areas of hot buttons and hot spots here in the city? No, they're going to be like intimidating people and having checkpoints and scaring people. Mm-hmm. People are already scared.
Oh yeah,
they're already scared. People that are a friend of mine's son is dating a woman from South America, and she is in the process of trying to get her citizenship. She's afraid to even go online and check her status.
Of course, because that's where they've been grabbing people.
And this is what people they say. Well, if you're doing it the proper way, but no, they're not. They're not doing it the proper way. And Kristi Noem was also on Face the Nation this morning.
Oh, was she?
She started the show off. And she is reprehensible in she's a lying. She sits there with her little fake little face and lies about.
Girl, did you see South Park?
Yes.
A couple weeks ago
yes,
with the Kristi Noem South Park.
South Park's been bringing it.
They've really been bringing it. I always look to the comedians to tell you what's going on. I love that they kind of were referencing the substance.
Mm-hmm. You know, a friend of mine who's a former Second City alum wrote on social media the other day, you know, South Park is bringing it, but what about Second City? You know, are they taking it on? Are they getting intimidated, or are they taking it on?
Second City has been
I think they have been taking it on.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to I have not seen their new reviews that are happening right now. I do know Second City tends, as of late, has been kind of pumping the brakes on a little bit more of the political commentary because of all the tourists that come. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why it's now turned into a giant comedy mall. You know?
Yeah.
But more than just the comedians, what about the news? You know, why is the news not taking care of things? Why are people being more informed about what's going on? You know, the fact that these people that are going to be coming in, Brandon Johnson had a big press conference yesterday. He has instructed CPD to not work with any of the agencies that are going to be coming in, that he's like, you will not cover your face and you will not cover up the fact that you're your badge, that you are part of CPD. Mm-hmm. You are not to assist them in whatever that they're trying to do. And I think that's the big takeaway and a big pride. Way to go, Brandon Johnson.
I agree with you. I've never been more proud of him. I haven't been exactly thrilled with his performance, but I am really happy and proud of the way he's standing up to Washington on this.
Yeah. I mean, all of them. I believe, was it Sunday or it was earlier this week? Well, I don't know. It was earlier this week when they, I can't remember the days because they all blur together because everything is just so horrible. But when they were standing out on the Chicago River, and there was Governor Pritzker was there, all of the leaders there. We had Tammy Duckworth was there.
Juliana.
And then you also saw all of the local politicians, you know, the water commissioner, Precious Davis. I saw her face popping up there. I'm pretty sure Shannon Lynn Parker was there, I think.
Wow.
There were just so many people that were there. And it's great to see that Chicago was coming together as a unified front to say, we do not want this, nor do we need this.
But sadly, they don't give a darn what we want, because that's how authoritarian governments
work, you know, and they're just they are just really taking a hatchet to any sort of balance of powers at all.
And then there were the rumors that he wasn't seen for a few days, and we were I was hoping beyond hope.
Twitter was all about that,
I heard
he's
Twitter
dead. And I'm like, that's...
Kathy reported to me on the Twitterverse, was just going crazy with it.
But
No, he...
I know. Mm-hmm. It's a sad day. He is still around.
But, you know, Joni Ernst announced she's not running for re-election in Iowa.
Great.
Yeah.
But Iowa's become a really weird state.
Well, they're saying it's becoming more of a battleground because it hasn't been much of a battleground in the last few years. So,
well, I'm being optimistic, but again, people have been really drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, I know.
You know, that happens all across the place. Look at everybody losing their mind over Cracker Barrel changing their logo.
Yeah, if they had that much concern over other issues, we'd be in a different situation, as they were with the Cracker Barrel logo changing.
What's going on? So, you know, we're just gonna have to hang on and see what happens this week.
Keep fighting the good fight, and be, you know, again, every day I thank my lucky stars. I live in Chicago and I live in Illinois.
And well, we need to check to see. Because I know that there are protests planned for tomorrow on Labor Day across the country. I'm sure there must be something here. We'll look to see.
We'll have to find out. I don't know, but I haven't seen anything, but I'm sure there is. And if he brings troops here, we need to get out on the streets and we need to march.
Yeah.
Big time.
And we need to do it peacefully, as Governor Pritzker has said.
And not blame the soldiers, because they have no say in this, as we know.
Yeah, you
We're
blame Dear Leader Ding Dong.
Dear Leader Ding Dong.
Who is now... I don't know what he's doing.
Covering up his left bruised hand.
His bruised hand.
I love that they tried. I love that they said it was because of all the handshaking he does. His hand was bruised.
He's a germaphobe. Why would he ever? Why would he shake people's hand?
Well, he does grab people, and he does it. If you look, you know,
he does that weird grabby.
You know, I'm in charge. You know, he holds on to it until he lets. You know, uncomfortably. if anything, the other people whose hands are being shaken are the ones that should have the bruises. But it's one lie after the other. I mean, it's nothing they say. You can't take anything that this administration says.
Well, and they're still looking into the legality because of when he sent the National Guard into L.A. You know, and it's like you don't have. That's not yours to do. That is the governor's position and privilege to do that. So,
but he's a king, so he doesn't care what anybody says.
I know, so he's just kind of doing it. So we're going to have to we'll keep you up on that. And also, look, this is the part that's really freaking me out. It's all the things that are going on with the CDC.
Yeah.
The CDC is this week news broke that the CDC director, Susan Menares, had been ousted by the Trump administration only weeks after being sworn in. There is a Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis. Help me out there with Greek.
Dimitri Daskalakis. You said it perfectly well.
There we are. All right,
beautiful.
cool. I didn't want to screw that up.
No, you did well. Thank you.
He directed the CDC's National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. He also resigned over what he described as Kennedy's and Trump's dismantling of vaccine policy, erasure of LGBTQ plus data, and, quote, undoing of public health. It is... in that cabinet meeting that I talked about at the beginning, which was nothing but 3 hours of ingratiating themselves, humiliating themselves, to fall down, to praise dear leader, to do all this stuff. And then you've got RFK. RFK is perhaps one of the most dangerous people, I think, in the administration.
It's a toss between him and Hegseth, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Hegseth is just going to blow everybody up.
Right.
And then with Kennedy, everyone's going to get sick.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to get sick from drinking raw milk.
If you don't have your health, you got nothing, as they say.
But they're making new recommendations about vaccines, especially in the people that are in charge of making those things are not medical doctors. The person that is being set in place is to take over for the fire director, Susan Menares. He's not even a doctor.
No.
And these are people who are manipulating data to talk about vaccines and the vaccine schedules that are happening. During that cabinet meeting earlier this week, he's like, we're going to have some big news that's happening. I don't know what that is. But he's going to have some big news about, vaccines by the end of September. Everybody just buckle up. You know that by the end of September, they're going to say categorically and empirically that vaccines lead to autism. That is what is going to happen. There's just because everybody at the CDC who could say no has been fired.
Or they'll quit. Mm-hmm.
Or they've quit because they can't go through saying promoting this lies and unscientific data. There's so much stuff that's going on right now at the CDC. The senior staff these are people who have spread disinformation about COVID-19 vaccines, now hold oversight authority. More than 600 employees have already been purged or reassigned. Programs for HIV prevention, overdose response, and smoking cessation are gone, are vanishing. And this is something that we need to be looking out for. Trying to get a COVID-19 vaccine. There's a new resurgence that is happening right now. I believe it's started focusing now in California. But trying to, the recommendations for vaccines have changed, so people can't get them.
No.
It's bananas.
It's China. It's new China. It's new dictatorships. I mean, this is how they happen. This is how it goes. We're getting an up close and personal history lesson that we didn't want to get. But people have got to wake up, and I think they're starting to. I think there are Republicans that are seeing this is getting to be a little much. Even they can't look away from what's happening.
I guess.
All
of this stuff is happening right now while, the Senate is on their recess. They come back this week and hopefully, be coming on with Epstein, bringing that back up, because that's what we need to do. But all of this is happening where nobody is there to be any sort of check or balance.
No, there aren't any.
But even when they are around, that's the thing that I'm worrying, because you've got Johnson, who's just a lapdog and a lackey, who is trying to will just do whatever he says.
He gets his goal of Christian nationalism. That's his goal. That's their goal.
Oh my God. Look, there was a really great piece in the New York Times this week. I think it was this week, and it was about the A-gays that are within the Trump administration right now. There are several gay men. One at the top, the Scott Bessent is at the top, the head of the. Where is he? The head of the.
He
deals with finances, money.
Yeah,
but Scott Bessent, Secretary Treasurer. He's the Secretary Treasurer Secretary.
Thank you.
There we are. But Scott Bessent's right up there in the cabinet. There are a whole bunch of other them, and they are talking about the spin that they are putting onto this whole thing. I still don't understand how you can be a gay Republican, because they are coming for us. They're coming for our rights. They're coming for just our safety. The horrible backlash from the shooting in Minneapolis. Some of the stuff that's being said is just terrifying over there, and these people are like, no, Trump loves the gays. He loves them. Trump is basically just a drag queen. He's bawdy and narcissistic, and just will say whatever what comes to his mind. It's just like a drag queen. And then they say, like, the most persecuted group of people, it's not gays, it's the Christians. Like, I know left-wing gays who hate Christians more than Christians hate the gays. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And how can you sleep at night? It's ridiculous. The Christian community that is backing behind this, they do not want us around.
No.
They just don't.
They want to erase us.
Yes, and they're doing a good job. They're erasing our histories. They're changing the narratives. Again, we talked about the Smithsonian last week about all the stuff, the changes that are going on there. History is told by the victors, and they want to erase it and to whitewash it and to make it look like America rah rah. But we all know that, like, in order for America to be rah rah, there was something that people got screwed along the way, and people were killed along the way, and people were enslaved along the way, and people were denied rights along the way. And we have to make sure that people understand that and remember that. Otherwise, we are doomed to repeat it.
Yes.
It's just mind-boggling what's going on right now. So again, keep it frosty, everybody. Keep it frosty. And all those A-gays that are in DC right now, I'm glad that you can believe the myth that they love the LGBTQ community. It's
they're self-hating and greedy is what they are.
Yes.
That's the only thing I can explain.
I know that. Yes, that is usually where we end up. Yes. So
on that happy note.
But
it is reality.
On that happy note.
Facts matter.
And they do matter. Hey, speaking of facts mattering and everything, Monday on Live, Local, and Progressive, we're going to rerun last Thursday's episode where Joe Esposito talked to Illinois Congressman Mike Quigley, retired Army Major General Randy Manner, award-winning journalist and author Bill Adair, New York Times columnist and author Maureen Dowd, and novelist and poet Sandra Cisneros. That is a big lineup. So, and then on Tuesday, Tory Ryder will be in for Joan. Wednesday, Derek Blakely. Thursday, Marge Halperin, and Professor William Muck returns on Friday. So that's all on Live, Local, Progressive this week. But make sure you tune in tomorrow for that big show. Yes. We're going to take a break, and we've got our own impressive people here. I'm very excited because after the break, joining us is going to be the new CEO of Equality Illinois, Channyn Lynne Parker. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
The Rick Smith Show.
These are the people that we've handed the keys to the kingdom. These are the people that we've said, go ahead, run the country. So are we surprised when we said that they're going to run it into the ground? No, you could go, Rick, you've been saying this is all planned, and I think it is. I think the chaos is plotted. I think they know, as long as there's chaos, we can then do the real goal, which is breaking the federal government and stealing from we the taxpayers.
The Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 7 on WCPT 820.
If you're an experienced homeowner who's outlived your assets or your spouse recently passed away, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local reverse mortgage lender. Alice, 90, widow, income $24,000 a year, living in a $500,000 home with no mortgage. Alice's husband recently passed away and she was terrified about losing her home, so her daughter called for information about a reverse mortgage. We helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage which allowed her to access $300,000 tax-free dollars so she could afford in-home health care. Let's review. Alice's husband recently passed away. She outlived her assets and thought she had to sell her home. Our reverse mortgage expert, Jose Rodriguez, helped Alice secure a reverse mortgage so she can afford in-home health care and peacefully age in place. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit that website you know and love, 56david.com, lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Hi, I'm Spencer Tweedy, and you're listening to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, as we're rolling along on this beautiful Sunday of Labor Day weekend. And I cannot tell you how excited and proud I am of our next guest. For 34 years, Equality Illinois has been fighting for the rights of the LGBTQ community throughout the state. And this week, they named their new CEO, Channyn Lynne Parker. And we are thrilled to have her back with us now. Channyn, welcome to Out Chicago, and congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you, as always, for the support, the accolades. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, first of all, just congratulations. Like, I am going to spend some time goofing on you because you are truly an inspiration. You've had a decades-long career of service working with just about every LGBTQ organization here in Chicago. And you're always there to serve the community. I remember the very first time that we met, and it was after the 2016 election, and there was a community meeting at what's that church on Broadway, like the United Methodist? Is that?
Yes.
We were down there, and you got up and spoke, and my wig fell off. I was like, who is this person who is such an effective communicator? You really know how to break it down. You've been knocking it out of the park with going to all the protests because you're always there, and you're talking about the menu, and like here we're all on the menu. But during that night, I was like, who is this incredible human being? And I cannot wait to get to know her better. So I could not think of a more suited person to take over Equality Illinois. So I'm going to stop talking now because now I'm just being weird.
Thank you. No, please. You're not being weird at all. Thank you so much for always lifting me up. I appreciate it and the work.
Yes. Well, and again, you have been serving a decades-long career serving the Chicago community. Can you remind listeners maybe, like, what was your first job working with the LGBTQ community here in Chicago?
Oh, man.
I know.
My first job working with the LGBTQ community in Chicago was officially the University of Chicago. So I worked with actually young people who were born living with HIV. They were what is considered to be perinatally infected. And from there, I began to extend and deepen my work with LGBTQ nonprofits, starting at Chicago House Social Service Agency. I was one of the designers of the Trans Life Project. From there, I went to the Broadway Youth Center, did some leadership work at Howard Brown, and took over at the helm of Brave Space Alliance, and here I am now, Equality Illinois.
I know it's an incredible journey. So what is the state of Equality Illinois right now? What are y'all focusing on in this moment?
So in this moment, we are really focusing on ensuring that Illinois remains a safe state, right? It's one thing for Illinois to be considered a safe state in terms of like a welcome mat, but ensuring that there is legislation and that there are bills passed that really solidify and firm up and make real us being a safe state, right? So that means ensuring that gender affirming care for minors is something that people will still be able to access. Ensuring that our rights to marry will be something that folks continue to access. But also, too, just our ability to access essential needs, fairness, equity. Those are the things that we are working on as Equality Illinois. Again, just really making sure that we work hand in hand with our legislators, with our sponsors, and with our community members, particularly our statewide partners, to make sure that Illinois remains in action and in word a safe state.
Amen to that.
Channyn, you've mentioned, you've said before, justice without restoration isn't justice at all. Can you explain? It is not. Can you explain a little bit what restoration means in practice, like when we're talking about like marginalized communities, for example?
So when we think about restoration in practice, we think about how do we bring wholeness to community members who, through so many systemic issues, have been have experienced lack, right? So we think about housing inequities. We think about food injustice. We think about the lack of access that marginalized populations have experienced systemically and generationally. When we think about restoration, laws should be centered around creating wholeness, right? Like no one should have to litigate their access to essential survival needs, right? Indeed. No one should have to do that. But again, also, too, we should have access, equitable access in public spaces, all of our bills, all of our laws, all of our Constitution, all of those things are meant to work for us, unfettered by anyone's biases, whatever our orientations, our identities are. None of those things should play a factor in any of us being able to access decent, equitable, fair lives.
Amen to that. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you for that answer.
So, as the legislature will be reconvening this fall, are there any pieces of legislation that you all are focused on, like specific pieces right now that's coming up?
So I know that right now we're still focusing on things like ensuring that there is sex work decrim, right? I know for a lot of people that seems like a hot ticket item. But again, we know that that consenting adults have the right to not be criminalized however they choose to engage with each other, even if that means whatever exchange they imagine, right? So those are some of the things that we are working on. But also, too, we want to make sure that there's fairness and safety in our schools. You know, there's a lot of attacks right now that are going on where people feel as though they have the right to take down our flags, right? They have the right to stop talking about individuals who have made incredible strides in our communities. You know, those are some things that we're also working on. But also, too, we want to make sure that we're working arm in arm with the Attorney General's office to ensure that gender-affirming care does not go away, especially for minors. So those are some of the things that we're working on at a high level, amongst other things.
Yeah, well, it sounds like your plate is definitely full. And I know this is also a very interesting time, let's say that, for us here in Chicago. I know that Equality Illinois, you work really well with the governor's office. How does Equality Illinois intend to support Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson's fight against Dear Leader Ding Dong? That's what I'm calling him. I don't want to use his name, so Dear Leader Ding Dong is what it is now.
Well, one, excuse me, through workplace and non-discrimination expansion. You know, those are one of the ways that we're actually making sure that we're working with the mayor and the governor arm in arm, making sure that we are really, really, really pushing back against this administration that wants to federalize our city. That's a major way that we're working with the mayor and the governor's office right now. Also, too, thinking about the SHIELD law, right? How do we protect access to abortion, to gender-affirming care, to HIV treatment, right? How do we block enforcement of restrictive out-of-state laws that require insurance coverage for those services? Oh, my God. So many things,
the list goes on and on
the list continues to go on, right? But again, I would say the greatest way that we're doing that is our shared stance against federal overreach. You know, though that's not legislation, clearly. Our values align with both Pritzker and Mayor Johnson's their joint condemnation against the threats from the federal interventions, if that's what you want to call it, an intervention.
Right.
You know, like, no, we absolutely reject any type of National Guard deployments to Chicago because, again, those moves are unconstitutional. Our leaders did not ask for that.
They specifically said you're not needed and you're not invited.
That's what they said. Exactly.
Like, how much more clear can we get?
But, you know, I have a question because you're more in touch, obviously, with the African-American community here in Chicago than I can possibly be. A couple of black ministers I heard on local radio, Willie Wilson, is that his name? One of them, and another reverend that's prominent on social issues, are welcoming. I heard them actually welcoming these troops, and I'm wondering, do you know, are there people in the community, the South and West sides, that are, that want to see these troops, or is it just these two outliers that think that it's a good idea?
Well, here's the thing. As always, in any community, we know that the community is never monolithic, okay?
Right.
And there are always outliers. There are always individuals who have a very particular lens or illustration of what safety is and isn't. We have to remember that there have been generations of community trauma, and people have experienced high levels of violence, whether that is interpersonally, whether that is, through families and friends or with themselves. So sometimes the only frame in which we see justice is through military, through police, or through other very heavy-handed means. So for that, I am incredibly empathetic because when you don't know any other formulas to be effective,
right,
you resort to that which you have become comfortable with.
Got it.
So, I am so sure that there are scores of others who feel that this is the right move. But what I also know is that there are way more members of my community, meaning Black Southsiders, who absolutely do not want this because we see the history that our communities have had with police presence, and it has not been pretty. Exactly.
Well, and here's the thing that just that last statement that you were saying, and that show of empathy just proves exactly what an incredible leadership you are going to continue to be within the LGBTQ community, and especially now as the new CEO of Equality Illinois. Channyn Lynne Parker, thank you always for taking time out to chat with us. We really, really appreciate it.
Congratulations.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you are.
Thank you.
Enjoy this day. Rest up this holiday weekend, and we're getting ready to keep fighting. Yes. So Channyn Lynne Parker, the brand new CEO of Equality Illinois, thank you so much for all the work you do, and congratulations, my friend.
Always. Thank you so much, dear.
All right. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the second hour about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Mind Over Matters.
Dr. Amy Harris Nuan, as you know, this show is about challenging you to think differently, to make different choices in your life, to take action, to create positive outcomes in your life. So I want to challenge you to look at your life holistically. Where am I satisfied? What areas need attention? And then go to work, take in action what you need to do.
Mind Over Matters with Dr. Amy Harris Nuan. Sundays at 10 a.m. on WCPT 820.
Fall is here and colder nights are on the way. Is your home ready to stay warm and energy efficient? Green Attic is Chicagoland's trusted expert in attic insulation, spray foam, crawl space encapsulation, and mold remediation, solutions that seal in comfort and cut down on high heating bills. If your upstairs feels drafty or your heating system is constantly running, your attic may be to blame. Their team helps balance temperatures and reduce energy waste from the top down. They also offer full-service roofing through Green Attic Roofing, covering asphalt shingles, flat roofs, premium roofing solutions, and solar panels. Every project comes with a 10-year labor warranty and instant online estimates to help homeowners replace aging roofs before winter sets in. With over 15 years of experience and over 1,000 five-star reviews, Green Attic delivers real comfort season after season. Visit greenattic.com for a free installation consultation or go to greenatticroofing.com for an instant roofing estimate today.
Listen to the Thom Hartmann radio program every weekday from 11 to 2 right here on WCPT 820, where facts matter.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Carton. Travelers can expect long lines at U.S. airports over the Labor Day weekend. More from Jim Forbes.
The TSA says it's going to be a record weekend for airline travel. The Transportation Security Administration estimates that over 17 million passengers will be screened at America's airports through Tuesday, making it the busiest Labor Day travel period on record. The good news is that AAA says ticket prices for domestic flights are down 6% from last year.
A former CDC official is expressing concern about the future of the agency. Dimitri Daskalakis, who recently resigned from the role of CDC immunizations chief, told ABC's This Week that he only sees harm coming, especially when it comes to vaccines.
Based on what I'm seeing, the new members of the Advisory Committee for Immunization Practices, or ACIP, they're really moving in an ideologic direction where they want to see the undoing of vaccination.
Daskalakis, who was tasked with overseeing the nation's vaccine policy, said in his resignation letter that he's, quote, unable to serve the agency over policies and materials that do not reflect scientific reality. He also cited his philosophical differences with HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that, quote, challenge his ability to continue. His resignation comes shortly after the White House fired the agency's director, Susan Menarez, after she refused to step down. Lottery players will have another shot at the $1 billion Powerball jackpot before the holiday weekend ends. No ticket matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing, so the grand prize will roll over to an estimated $1.1 billion for Monday night. That's the 5th largest Powerball jackpot ever and has an estimated cash value of nearly $500 million. Multiple earthquakes are rattling northern Nevada. No damage or injuries reported. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Tired of all those talking heads down the dial who think they're always right?
People need to just calm down. It's gotten ridiculous.
Welcome to WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Quite frankly, I get most of my news from you.
This is WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
If cage walls could talk, with Jody Whittaker.
I actually learned about you and your sanctuary because of Rocky the Coyote. For those who don't know, Rocky was found as a pup. He was found by some people who thought he was a puppy, and they took him to a local animal shelter, and they realized he was a coyote. He was transported to Illinois' Cook County Forest Preserves and has since been stuck in a tiny cage for more than 5 years now. Pat has graciously and generously offered Rocky a forever home at the Wild Animal Sanctuary, so thank you so much for that.
If cage walls could talk, Saturdays at 5.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights. 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along on this Labor Day weekend. Hey, and also just to let you know, you can listen to, rate, and share the Out Chicago full episodes and featured interviews podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, and Amazon Music. All you got to do is search for Out Chicago and get the links on our show page by visiting heartlandsignal.com and clicking on our gorgeous pictures. The latest additions to our featured interviews podcast are Allison Gash, co-founder and president of Our School, Anjali Bhamani from Dungeons & Dragons, the 20-Sided Tavern. That show just sounds bananas. Jess Levine, associated director with the Camper Experience of Action Camp. So many people. Susie Toot from RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, we've got everybody. And we've got Congress, state senator and candidate for Congress, Mike Simmons. So many people. So many. So can head on over.
Relive the memories.
Relive the love wherever you get your podcasts. And we do have a fantastic second hour lined up for you. In just a little bit, we're going to be speaking with the artistic director of Babes with Blades Theater Company. I love them. Hayley Rice. They've got a brand new Fighting Words festival that's going to be coming up with new work and new kicking ass kind of stuff. But right now, girl, she wears so many hats. She's a lawyer, trans activist, radio host, and podcaster, and author of, let's see, we got one book, Getting to Ellen, a memoir about love, honesty, and gender change. And of course, here's the other book, Being Ellen, A Second Chance of Life. We are thrilled and amazed that she actually has time to join us right now, for she is very busy. Ellen Krug, welcome to the show.
Oh, Scott and Ellen, thank you for having me. I'm just thrilled to be here.
Ellen, thrilled to have you.
We're thrilled to have you. Do you mind if I call you Ellie, or do you prefer Ellen?
Call me Ellie.
I'm going to call you Ellie just because it'll help me figure it out, because I got an Ellen over here and an Ellen over here now. And
there's not many of us out there, so I appreciate meeting another Ellen / Ellie. So great to meet you, Ellie.
Yes, I know. There aren't many of us.
No, not under 70 at least.
Well, I'm just barely making that wire. Just let me know.
I'm right with you, my friend.
So holy smokes, you were a busy person. All the doing all the stuff. What led you to writing your memoir, Getting to Ellen?
So I have the dubious distinction of being the first lawyer in Iowa to ever transition genders. That happened in 2009. And so when I came out, even though transgender people have been around forever, trans people weren't very visible in 2009, 2010.
Right.
I've always wanted to be a writer, going all the way back to elementary school, me writing, long paragraphs and trying to get some thoughts on paper. But the problem was you can never write authentically unless you're living authentically.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand that. And so once I came out and was finally able to live as Ellie, I wanted to write my story in part to help other trans people and their families as they were taking the journeys of finally coming to live as whole and complete people. I also wrote the first book because I wanted to make sure that cisgender people, non-trans people, actually understood that being trans isn't a choice. It's just something that you get wired with. You know, just like being left-handed is something that you're wired with, and I happen to also be left-handed.
Okay.
You know, there's some things in life, and the book really chronicles me coming to understand that some things in life are not choices. Mm-hmm. Some things in life just are. You know, if you're gay or lesbian, you're queer, you know, you just got wired that way.
And why, Ellie, do you think it's so hard for other people to understand and appreciate that?
Because first they're afraid. Mm-hmm. I think they're afraid of what they don't know. Mm-hmm. That is until someone in their family or close circle comes out.
Yeah.
And guess what? They stop being afraid, and then they start understanding.
Yes.
But I think, you know, and then, you know, we have religious intolerance. Not that there's anything wrong with religions, okay? We have, of course, now political intolerance. Don't get me started on that.
We can start.
We'll start you up on that one in a little bit, but we're all just you wait. I'm going to push that button real soon.
You know, but I mean, so you have people who are indoctrinated. I think that's probably the right word.
Yeah.
Against queer people, certainly against transgender people. And the difference between being gay and lesbian and trans is that when you come out as gay or lesbian, there's not a whole lot of work for the people in your life, okay? Mm-hmm. You come out as, okay, because you have the same name, you know, you dress the same way. I don't know, maybe gay men are going to wear a little bit more fashionable clothes.
For sure.
But when you come out as trans, everything changes.
Yeah.
Name, pronouns, appearance, you know, maybe voice, you know, oh my God, they're having surgery. All of those things. And I think that is very, very difficult for people to understand. And I think it's also very difficult for them to even appreciate that a child as young as 2 or 3 years old can know that their gender identity does not match what they were born with between their legs.
Yeah.
I just interviewed Mike Phelan, a bookstore owner out of Vermillion, South Dakota, who had to sell his bookstore because South Dakota passed a law preventing his 10-year-old transgender girl from using the girls' restroom at schools. And he talked about his daughter at age 2, only wanting to wear, you know, boy clothes, only his daughter identified as male at birth, only wanting to wear girl clothes, play with girl things at age 2. And she later confided in Mike and his wife and said, I have a girl's heart, not a boy's heart.
Wow. That is such a really lovely way to frame it, too.
Oh, my God. I'm just...
Yeah, and how powerful for a child to have that sort of understanding, to communicate that so effectively and so simply. You know, I don't have a boy's heart; I have a girl's heart.
And Scott, there are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of young children who are that way, who know that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not because, you know, they're watching Drag Sesame Street.
Right.
You know, it's not because, you know, they watch RuPaul's drag show that they suddenly decide. No, these are kids who have no frame of mind, no frame of reference other than they know that their brain does not match their body, and they want their brain to control their life.
Right. Mm-hmm. And as you say, it is hard. And if somebody is feeling that strongly about what their gender should be, then you have to respect how difficult it is for them to pursue that real truth and their true selves, and not be caught up in the fact that you don't feel that way. Because you don't feel that way. So they, you know,
absolutely,
you got to spread that love. So I appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's also
if I can throw in, I mean, so the first book, Getting to Ellen, was a memoir, my memoir about coming out. And then last month in July, the second book, Being Ellen, came out. It's a memoir series. The second book is titled Being Ellen, A Second Chance at Life. And that book is about what is it like to go live, finally, for a decade and a half as who you truly are. For me to be able to live as a woman, and I know people are hearing a man's voice on the air right now, but I am female. I look female. I present as female. And it's really about once what do you do in life when you get a second chance?
Yeah.
Do you take advantage of it, or do you let it go by? And I'd like to think I took full advantage of this second chance that I clawed my way to getting.
You have. I'm here to tell you. You definitely have. Thank you.
It's. I do love the fact that the subtitle is, a second chance at life. It's because you are really living the life that you have been meant to lead, and I think is part of the thing with the whole gender conversation is people are really, they're just a little, it tends to get so blurry and so, we're so used to like binary, like there is man, there is woman, and then there is nothing in between or above and beyond or under or whatever. And I think that's the part of the thing. And I keep going back to talking to our friend Alexandra Billings, who is, for folks who might not be familiar with her, she is a trans actor and trans activist. She was in Chicago, she's now in LA, but she was always like, the thing that shocked her the most was the misogyny that she felt.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like it's yeah, I think we're getting better at understanding gender and trying to blur getting rid of those lines and accepting the gray areas, or also the not so gray areas. Like you said, you have a girl's heart.
Well, and in this second iteration of my life, one of the things that I do is, I at least before the Trump administration started to destroy it, I was the speaker on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I went across the country talking about compassion and kindness for all humans, not just for trans people, but for all humans. And Scott and Ellen, I just have to tell you, okay, everywhere I went, two things occurred. First, I met so many people who had somebody who was transgender in their life. Just, grandkid, son or daughter, niece or nephew, okay? But the second thing that I found is that if you get people away from the echo chambers, away from, the bombardment about other people who are other and you have to be afraid of them. If you can get them away from all of that, do you know what I found? They care about each other far more than anybody can even appreciate right now. They do.
Well, but that is the hard, that is the challenge that we are facing right now, is because everybody is in their own camps. They are in their own echo chamber, and they're forgetting the thing that we are all human and that we all just want to do the thing. And for me to be, married to a man, how does that affect your marriage? For you to present the way you present, how does that affect your life? At all? It doesn't, and trying to find those moments where we, we do like cheaper prices at the grocery store. We would like some health care that's easily accessible. There are so many things that we have in common, but because we are so divided right now, and as you said, there is always the need to other communities that to provide like a scapegoat and be like, no, it's always feels to me a little bit like the Southern strategy with Nixon. It's always like, you might be poor and undereducated and white, but at least you're white. That kind of feels like it's like the Southern strategy 2.0. It's like, you might be poor and white and cisgender, but you're cisgender and those people are crazy. You know what I mean?
No, there's no doubt about it. And and for me, of course, the fear that I personally have, but rampant in my community right now, is what are they planning for us?
Yeah. So
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. The trans community across the country is just like all on edge.
Yeah, as if they don't have enough challenges in their lives. They've got a government that is vilifying them right now. And it just breaks our hearts. People like you need to, thank goodness your voice is out there bringing, empathy and kindness and concern for those that need it the most right now. So,
well, thank you for that, Ellen. And I appreciate that. But my voice has also made me a target.
Yeah.
And and I am gravely concerned that, like this week, that the Trump administration may announce something so radical as in institutionalizing transgender people.
Yeah.
Last week, Daily Wire reporter asked Carolyn Levitt, the White House press secretary, is the president, in the wake of the horrible, horrible shooting in Minneapolis, is the president, considering mass institutionalization of transgender people? Her answer back was, I'll have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, and all of that is fed in through social media and everything. I was going to say you are in Minneapolis. As we all know, this week Minneapolis and the country was just shook when a shooting occurred at a back-to-school mass at Annunciation Catholic Church, killing 2 kids and injuring 18. I mean, everything about this is horrible. And also, I think what's been really very weird and confusing is how people have been reporting on the shooter, who appears to, according to the New York Times, at least, identifies as a member of the trans community. The response from the right wing has just had me gobsmacked. You have right wing commentators who are saying exactly that. We need to break all the HIPAA laws. We need to identify all the people who identify as transgender and non-binary, and we need to round them up and institutionalize them because they are the ones who keep killing people. And it is so not true. 98% of all mass shooters are cis white males.
Yeah,
straight
round
males.
them up too.
Anyway, all the facts and all the numbers. But how is the Minneapolis community holding up right now?
Well, of course, it's a horror for the families of the victims, and of course we lost 2 children in the shooting. My heart goes out to everyone in the Annunciation Catholic Church family, and I'm just I'm just so very sorry for them. The community here, there have been vigils. There have been, we've had everybody involved with the governor and the attorney general and elected officials. We went through the unrest in 2020. We are a very resilient community, a very resilient state. But I cannot describe to you how much greater the fear is in my community today compared to last Sunday.
Yeah.
It has grown exponentially. And people just are waiting, literally, for the next shoe to drop.
Oh, man. That is, I can only imagine what a burden that is to carry around that sort of fear.
I'm a tough nut. I've got nearly 70 years on this chassis. But even on Friday, I updated my emergency contact list and other things related to my household and sent them to my sister and my best friend in the world and said, so you have these just in case.
Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry that you even have to feel that way, but I understand how you do feel that way. Yeah. Because there is more violence committed against transgender people than transgender people committing violence against others. It's just...
absolutely. We are, all that trans people want, is simply to be left alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott, you were saying that earlier in the...
Mind your own
business.
As your governor likes to say.
We just want, your governor, who I love, by the way, we just want to be left alone to live our lives. We harm no one.
Right.
We don't. I go into the restroom. I ain't looking to do anything other than to take care of business.
Exactly.
That's all I want to do. You know, and that is the case for 99.99% of all transgender people. Yet, you know, MAGA, you know, has seen fit to make us the poster child for all the cultural, social ills of America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they can do it because we have no defense. You know, we have you, the two of you, as allies and being there for us. But there are, you know, we're losing allies left and right, and in the form of elected officials. And we are literally at the mercy of fate. We are. And all that I can do, you know, is try, like with this interview, try to convince people that we are kind, we are gentle, we only want to live our lives. And my God, can't we just get past this and understand that we have so many things in common with each other?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yes.
Amen to that. Well, Ellie Krug, you are still out there fighting the good fight. Thank you for being so transparent with us. Thank you for being so open and honest about a very difficult time that your community is going through in Minneapolis, that the trans community is going through across the entire country. But we really, I applaud your courage, and I applaud your your tenacity. I just want to do me.
Yeah.
I just want to do me. Think about picking up a copy of Getting to Ellen, a memoir about love, honesty, and gender change.
Mm-hmm.
There is the follow-up book, Being Ellen, A Second Chance at Life. Ellie Krug, how can people find more information about you and the work that you do? Because I still think you're still out there doing the good work.
I am. So they can go to elliekrug.com, ELLIEKRUG.com, to find out about my work. The 2 books are available on Amazon, Kindle. Also, or you can order them from your local bookstore, you know, or Barnes & Noble. So the books are out there. They're available for purchase. Or somebody, if they go to beingellen.com, they can order an inscribed book from me directly.
Oh, all right. Well, there we are. Get a little fanciness on there as well. Ellie Krug, please come back.
Yes.
Early and often.
And and we are contemporaries because we were born the same year, Ellie. So there you go. Next year.
Oh, God, Ellen, we do need to see each other.
Yes,
right?
we do. Yes, we do. I'd love that.
We would love to have you in studio so I could be bookended by septuagenarian Ellens going on over there. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Next year.
Don't rush it. Oh, boy.
Ellie Krug, thank you so much for taking time out today to join us. And again, the books are Getting to Ellen, a memoir about love, honesty, and gender change, and Being Ellen, A Second Chance at Life. Ellie Krug, enjoy this day and onward.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you both. I've just so enjoyed this. I really, really appreciate it. I wish you the best and have a great rest of the Labor Day weekend.
Thank you so much. Same to you. All right, we've got to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Choose Views with Richard Chew.
Rich, I guess I'll let you kind of introduce Jason.
Jason was at January 6th. He was charged and imprisoned for his actions, but he rejected the president's pardon.
Following Trump, it was almost like being I think Raiders fans are probably the closest thing to Trump fans. If you're looking for a football fan, it's the Raiders, because they're the ones who wear the makeup and they're crazy.
Richard Chew, weekday mornings at 6 on WCPT 820.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. Percy Julian was born in 1899 in Birmingham, Alabama. His mother was a school teacher and stressed education. Percy achieved academic success throughout his youth and graduated from DePauw University in 1920. Racial discrimination diverted Mr. Julian from his preferred career path and graduate studies. but he did earn a PhD in chemistry in Vienna, Austria. Julian returned to the U.S. and a professorship at Howard University. In 1935, he entered private industry and eventually started his own company. Mr. Julian married and settled in the Chicago area. In 1950, his home was set ablaze by an arsonist, and 1 year later, a bomb narrowly missed his children while they slept. Despite racial adversity, Percy Julian earned international accolades for pioneering research and paved the way for black scientists in education and industry. You can learn more about this great American at blackinventor.com. And please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
I'm Honey West. Welcome to Out Chicago on WCPT.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, rolling along, and we're raring for a fight. Because Babes with Blades Theater Company, which uses stage combat to tell stories that elevate the voices of underrepresented communities and dismantle the patriarchy, is getting ready for their Fighting Words Festival. And joining us now is artistic director Hayley Rice. Hayley, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here.
Oh my gosh, I have a huge soft spot for Babes with Blades Theater Company. Y'all have been. How long have y'all been around? Like 8,000 years, it feels like.
8,002.
8,00002. There we go. Sorry.
1997, technically, actually.
Wow.
So might as well.
Oh, I know.
Long time.
Been around for a long time. Back in the day when we were doing like Xena Live, Warrior Princess live on stage. So many Babes with Blades came through that show. It was fantastic. Can you tell folks a little bit more about the history and mission of Babes with Blades?
I'd be delighted. So yes, like I said, we were founded in 1997, basically as a showcase for a bunch of female-identified actors who had so many different stage combat skills, but were never given a chance to use those skills on stage. Mm-hmm. So, in a very Chicago way, they created their own opportunities. Created a late-night show that turned into a theater company. That's been around almost 25 years now.
Which is bananas.
Yeah, well, to quote one of our other members, we're going to be around until it's no longer necessary for us to be around. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's still a need, So many folks who aren't, cis white males don't get a chance to use their stage combat skills. So for those folks, we're here.
I know, and you're going to be kicking butt all over the place, especially as you're opening up your new season with an extended run of your new Works Festival, the Fighting Words Festival. How did what year are we in with this particular fest?
I would say, we've been doing Fighting Words since basically our inception in different forms. Uh-huh. This kind of festival setup has been the last 5 years, though, where we have it all in one weekend and now 2 weekends due to popular demand.
Of course.
And the same thing of creating our own opportunities. There weren't plays that provided the kind of stories we want to tell involving, action and violence on stage. So we created our own opportunities and reached out to playwrights and got so many submissions and are creating new works that tell the kind of stories we want to tell.
Yeah. So to build upon that, how do you, cultivate and curate new work for this festival? Like, have all of these gone through like a previous workshop process within your company, or how does it all work? Tell us how the sausage is made.
Will do. So yes, we do have an internal system. We run it through just with our own company for a reading, provide feedback. Then we do what we call an invited read with folks we trust to share their opinions and have good ideas about playwriting and whatnot, provide that feedback. And then the culmination of this year-long development process for these scripts is the Fighting Words Festival, where we put it in front of the public with actors and with a fully choreographed fight.
I was going to ask that. Because that is the best part about it. Well, not the best, I'm sure. The words, they're fine. But it's watching people kick butt on stage is always so very exciting. So even with like these, like a reading, there is fully choreographed fighting.
Yes. Like from each show to fully choreograph, because we know what the people want, and we know what we like to have fun doing as well.
Delivering it.
Yeah. So as these plays are being developed, do you like in these series of readings and the year-long development, does the fight choreography get developed as well along with the script, or is that something like, let's take the script and then we'll build the violence around it?
It's kind of, there are, with all three of these scripts, the violence is kind of integral to the plot. It's not, like a good musical, it's not like we're going to stop and sing a song. We don't stop and do a fight. The fight is a part of the plot.
Right. But I mean, I guess the scale of the fight.
I see, yes. It depends on the show and the playwright, but we do like to leave it up. We like to give guidelines to our, within the script to what we call our fight choreographers. Mm-hmm. But a lot of how it actually ends up on stage is up to them as artists of how that all works out. Like, for instance, we have a play about wrestling this year. We're not going to have the fight choreographer change it and suddenly, like, put swords in that fight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what is coming up with the Fighting Words Festival that's going to be starting actually this week? It starts on September 6th.
This Saturday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's on the lineup?
All right, so we have 3 shows. One is called Calvaria, a play for feral girls, and it's about the Dust Bowl and puberty and cults, is what I will say.
Okay, I am intrigued.
Exactly. And then we have 2 Out of 3 Falls, which is a play about wrestling and revenge and family legacy, which is very exciting. And then finally we have Yo-Ho, which is a pirate play about Anne Bonny and Mary Read, and that one is swashbuckly and more than a little saucy. That one I would especially say maybe leave the kids at home for Yo-Ho.
It's got our interest going. Okay,
I love it. Give me more sauce.
Yes.
Pour on the sauce when it comes with the. So what has been your journey with Babes with Blades Theater Company? I mean, are you like, was this one of those things where like in school I was introduced to like I'm a certified actor combatant, and now I'm just like
Well, I'm like the world's most ineffectual Nepo baby, I guess. My parents were both in theater, and my mother actually did a bunch of stage combat when I was young, so that's where I got interested in it. Yeah, so, storefront Nepo baby. Doesn't have the kind of cachet that a lot of other titles have, but...
So your mom was your introduction into stage combat?
Yes, she was. She used to be a dancer, and then her knees started hurting, so she went to stage combat instead, which is really more of a lateral move that, but it seemed to make sense to her at the time.
So, Hayley, is it challenging to find actors that want to do stage combat or stage combatants that want to be actors to fill these roles?
No. I mean, there's a lot of folks who go through school, like Columbia and U of I and Northwestern, who have that training but just aren't asked to use it.
Okay.
And also for those folks who are interested but didn't get the opportunity to get that kind of training in school, we provide a great deal of training for our actors depending on their skill set. So we never want anybody to feel like they can't audition for us just because they don't have official certification for stage combat or anything.
Got it.
We want to widen that pool as well. So, and be part of the change we want to see in the world.
Yes, can be part of it.
Okay, personally, I know how much I love stage combat. Are you, so I'm throwing out some words out there. The big thing is like you're a certified actor combatant, which means you have gone through training, you understand the basics of like hand to hand and rapier dagger and whatever, all these different weapons that can go on there. So it means that you are like you are safe and knowledgeable. Where are you? Are you along that line, or like where are you?
I am actually not a certified actor combatant, unlike the majority of my company.
Right.
My skills lie elsewhere in all the nitty-gritty that is necessary to keep the company alive.
Somebody needs to do it, Hayley. It might as well be you.
Exactly.
But there is something so thrilling. Well, live theater is just always thrilling because there's, anything can happen. You're there in the room. We're all together. But there's something so very exciting about doing a well choreographed fight scene that is just.
I love it.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh, part of watching it develop, of happening on stage, of an audience, of hearing the audience react to a really good fight, a really unexpected moment in a fight, and just hearing an entire audience go, "Oh,
yes!"
I never get tired.
People are on the edge of their seats when that happens.
Yeah, but this is why we love Babes for Blades Theater Company, is because they do give people the opportunity who don't necessarily get the opportunity to perform this stuff. I mean, as a gay man, I did not get cast in very many plays where I had to punch people.
Exactly, same. And so we're trying to change the expectations in the world.
Are there other theater groups around the country that do this, or are you unique here?
We're still pretty unique. There have been a couple. I know there was one in New York, but we are most assuredly the longest running in the nation, and I think the most consistently active out there, as far as I know. If I am incorrect, feel free to email me at artistic@basicslife.org. I apologize.
That's okay. I'm guessing you're correct.
So, Hayley, this weekend, or the next 2 weekends, you've got the Fighting Words Festival that's coming up at the Bramble Arts Loft in Andersonville. What is up for the rest of the season? Because I can't believe it's already September, and we're going to be moving into new theater seasons.
I am befuddled by the passage of time as well this year. So after this, we have our full production. It's a world premiere by our company member Jillian Leff. It's called Memoir. And it is a play that takes place in the far, far-flung future where society has collapsed. And it is a perhaps too timely exploration of power, control, and what you are willing to sacrifice or not sacrifice in order to feel safe in your world.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't resonate now at all.
We did pick it before certain things happened, and felt like we had a discussion of do we still want to do this? And the answer was yes, more than ever.
A resounding yes, of course. Because art holds up a mirror to society, and if it involves people kicking butt, then
keep holding it up, Hayley. Keep holding it up.
Will do.
Oh my gosh! Well, if you want to go see some extraordinary new work happening and see some extraordinary artists doing some extraordinary things with their fists and maybe a sword and some saucy stuff too, make sure you check out Fighting Words Festival, presented by Babes with Blades Theater Company. It runs for 2 weekends at the Bramble Arts Loft in Andersonville, starting September 6th. For more info, go to babeswithblades.org. Artistic Director Hayley Rice, thank you so much for joining us today, and break legs, but maybe I feel like I should say married, since it is more like a dance than it is, because we don't want anybody to be broken.
We'll married, we'll break legs, we'll handle it safely and excitingly. And thank you so much for having me on the air.
I know you will.
Of course,
Thanks,
of course. Have a fantastic fest. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
The Hal Sparks radio program.
P-Train. I think that was meant to be a compliment and sounds a little bit like an insult. I think the idea is that he got more relationships than he deserved at one point. And somebody was trying to yeah, man, we'll give you a cool nickname to sell the idea that you are our local Casanova.
Wow. Hal Sparks, Saturdays from 11 to 1 on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Dive deeper into the heart of the news and stories at WCPT 820 and across the Midwest by checking out our website, heartlandsignal.com.
It's the coverage I can count on every time.
For the latest news updates, in-depth analysis, compelling stories, comprehensive election coverage, live streams, and thought-provoking opinions, head to heartlandsignal.com.
When I need to know, they're there.
They keep me informed and updated wherever I am.
Stay informed with WCPT 820, your go-to source for where facts matter.
Ready to step up your style? Do it in a Porsche. Own the road with power and performance. And find yours at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Our tariff-free vehicles are available for immediate delivery, like the 2025 Porsche Cayenne. And right now, lease the 2025 Macan Electric for only $949 a month for 39 months. Don't miss out on the $7,500 EV tax credit and grab your electric Porsche today at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. $4,929 to its sign excludes tax, title, license, and NAC fee. No security deposit required. Expires 9/2/25.
When it comes to banking, you need a bank you can trust. A bank with a rock-solid reputation and the highest integrity. A bank that gives you the attention and respect you deserve.
ABOC first opened its doors in downtown Chicago in 1922, and we've made our name on deep expertise, best-in-class service, and a strong commitment to our customers. We know the Chicago business market inside and out and can help you craft the perfect banking solution, no matter what type of business you're in.
And if you're looking for a banking partner for your labor union, we can bring the type of expertise that only comes from a bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day.
Whether you need a deposit account, loan, trust services, or investment management, ABOC has you covered. Let's work together to manage your finances today while planning for a better tomorrow. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation.
Visit aboc.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Welcome back. I'm improviser Matthew Van Colton. You're listening to Out Chicago on WCPT 820.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, just rolling along.
Yes, we are.
Hey, the Lakeview East Arts.
Well, we got a couple. I have a couple.
You got a couple things?
Yeah.
Oh.
Muskie Fest is next Saturday. Next Saturday.
Muskie Fest.
I knew earlier time for my older friends.
Oh, great.
We're starting at 4 o'clock. We're playing 4 to 6. It's at Racine and Nelson's annual event. Nelson Street Revival will take the stage at 4 o'clock. Come on down. It's going to be, right now the weather looks good. It's going to be in the 60s and sunny. And then the following Saturday, the 13th, Saturday evening at 5:30, Nelson Street will be playing at the Lakeview East Festival of the Arts. We'll be at the Broadway and Belmont stage. And we used to do it on Sunday afternoons, but they're due to the calendar, they moved the festivals the following week of Muskie Fest, usually the same weekend.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting a Saturday night slot, which is
Come
fun.
on now.
Yeah,
Come on Saturday night.
Saturday night. Come on over.
Let me tell you, the Lakeview East Arts Fest is so great.
It is a really lovely festival.
It's a great art fest, and we've gotten so many pieces there.
Beautiful Jerd art fair. It's a real deal. It's not just tchotchke stuff. So
yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, they go out of their way to book bands that are not your typical cover bands, aka Nelson Street Revival.
There you go.
Gerald McLennan, who's a soul singer, is on ahead of us. So there's a whole great lineup of music. But if you want to come out and say hi, please do. This Saturday, coming up a week from yesterday, the 6th, Muskie Fest, 4 p.m., Lakeview East Festival of the Arts, the 13th, 5:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Come on now.
So thank you.
Come on, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's always exciting.
Yeah, it is.
You know. Oh, and hey, as long as we're plugging stuff, Monday
Yeah.
on Choose Views, we're going to have a Labor Day Best Of episode that will include Richard Chu's recent interviews with Garland Gilchrist, Isaiah Martin, Amy McGrath, and Patrice Rushin. Also this week, legal scholar and author Leah Lippman and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson will join Richard Chu. That's Choose Views, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, Channyn, YouTube, and the Face Place.
Heck yeah.
Girl, this movie that I saw yesterday is so not up your alley, But it is so.
We went to the movies.
We went to the movies, yes.
And Jerry, yeah.
We did. And Jerry was like, I want to go see a matinee. And I'm like, I have.
And tell me this movie you said.
We went to go see Weapons.
Weapons. Okay,
yes.
Tell me all about it.
I can't.
Okay.
Because I don't want to give anything away.
So why is it not up my alley? Is there a lot of violence?
It's a horror. It's a boo scary movie.
Yeah,
you don't like boo scaries.
Scary. You're right.
You're not a boo scary kind of gal.
No.
But this movie
Life's
is
too scary. So
it's right. But what if I tell you that Amy Madigan is in it?
Oh.
And that Amy Madigan steals the whole thing.
I like to hear that.
Oh my
Good
gosh,
for her.
it is so good. It's like Julia Garner, who I know from Ozark, and Josh Brolin. Basically, the whole movie there's an event that happens in this third grade class. Julia Garner is a third grade teacher, and then one day, out of a class of 18, 17 third graders don't show up and disappear. They have disappeared, and only one shows up. And the movie kind of goes from there.
Oh.
It's very, like... I can't...
You liked it?
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Is it getting good reviews as well?
It's getting fantastic
maybe I'd watch
reviews. It's great. This guy, Zach Krieger, who wrote and directed it, he also did a movie called Barbarian, which you definitely don't want to see.
No.
But it's a great like thriller horror kind of vibe that's going on here. This movie is so good. The performances are fantastic across the board, and they're always like somebody else is popping up. Like, who are you? What? What? You're here. Amy Madigan, you're here. Justin Long, you're here. What's going on? Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Highly recommend.
All right.
Sorry, just highly recommend. That's going on
They're
there.
not, they don't show children in suffering or anything like that, do they? Uh-oh.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. But that is my vague movie review.
Weapons. Baby.
It's in theaters now.
Go support the theaters.
Yes. Actually, yeah. You were never a big movie person.
Well,
though.
I was. I used to be. As I got older, the experience, I don't know, wore on me. But I do, I go out and see movies once in a while. I guess the last one I saw was the day after Christmas. We went and saw A Complete Unknown.
Yeah, that's been a
it's
hot
been a
minute.
Yeah. Once a year I get out. I saw Barbie at the theater.
Yeah, there you go.
All
right, as long as you get out once a year. But there's something so wonderful about seeing a movie in a movie theater.
There is. Every time I do it, I go, I got to come more often.
Right?
Yeah.
See, we're all just used to staying inside and hitting those little things that are going on. The little streaming services.
Yeah.
But there's nothing about seeing it like on a gigantic screen.
No, you're right. You can't replace that experience.
So today, this week, Snoop Dogg, the decline of Snoop. Snoop Dogg has always been a very interesting and perplexing character to me. He came up along with NWA and Dr. Dre and all these. He was part of that whole crew in LA. The very, very vibrant rap scene in late 80s, early 90s. He was. There was always this sort of the persona that they created or has morphed into was he was this big old it was just tough gangsta Crip, all that sort of thing. And then as he got older, and he and Martha Stewart somehow became the best of friends.
Yeah.
His popularity kind of expanded because there was the softening of him.
And his acceptance of across different genres was there, especially with the Martha connection. But go on,
So, but this week, lately, I mean, he did sing. He performed at not exactly the inauguration, but it was an event, one of the inaugural events that are happening, and he performed for that for the Dear Leader Ding Dong. So I was like, oh, boo, wait, no. Boo. And then this week he went on a podcast where he started railing against Disney in Hollywood for
the movie Lightyear.
Yeah, for having a gay agenda that's going on. Because in Lightyear there's a character that has two moms. And apparently Snoop had taken his grandkids to go see this, and they were asking questions about, like, there are two moms. How can there be a baby if there are two moms? And and he's like, I didn't know what to say, and he got very
wasn't
defensive.
prepared to answer such questions.
And he started just talking about how, like, Hollywood is just pushing the gay agenda and turning kids gay, and so Snoop Dogg stepped in it, and then Marlon Wayans, he steps up. Marlon Wayans, he's part of the comedy family, the Wayans. There we go. He is also the parent of a trans kid. The trans son, and Marlon showed up to say, you know, I defended him on his criminal dookie, the Gayle King situation, and I took heat for defending him online when he performed for Trump. But this crosses the line. Sooner or later, you just realize someone has issues. This ain't no Hollywood agenda to turn kids gay. That is the dumbest dookie I've ever heard. Disney characters lie, steal, cheat, kill, poison, and everything. And don't nobody say it's an agenda to turn their kids into a piece of doo-doo. I watched Snow White when I was a kid, and I ain't gave a lady a poison apple yet. But as soon as a gay character pops up, it's an agenda. The agenda is to make your kids empathetic, not gay. White people acted the same way when black people started being seen on TV, and that is Marlon Wayans.
Thank you, Marlon.
And it's like, he's absolutely true.
It is. Snoop really should be more involved in that. I mean, he's been around. He claims to be. He was in the L Word.
Was he?
Yeah. Apparently, he in 2004 he appeared on the L Word. And he didn't have any issue. So, or is it? I don't know.
Well, now it seems like just making a buck. But don't you think that? In 2004, it would definitely be like making a buck.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Don't they say that, like, as you get older, you become
curmudgeon-y?
No, you just become more of the person that you really are. So, like, whatever, like your phobias, your hates, your likes, your dislikes, kind of get amped up. I mean, is that kind of what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, it could be a little of that. But he should know better than to even make the comment that he was taken off guard by his grandchildren asking him about two moms. Shouldn't be that difficult for him to answer that question.
Yeah, I know. That's why I feel like it just feels to me a little like, I don't know.
Does he need publicity for something? I don't know. Because he's sure getting the wrong kind.
He most definitely is.
Yeah, it's more disappointing than anything, because I've gotten fond of him over the years, and I hear something like this, and I lose respect.
But then again, always makes me think of Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick, girl. So as Snoop was like on his rise up, Dionne Warwick called Snoop Dogg over to her house one morning. She's like, "Hi, I want you to come over to my home. I want you to be there tomorrow morning at 7:00 in the morning, because I want to talk to you." And he was like, "Oh no, Miss Warwick wants to see." Like they get out there like at 6:45. They were there. She let them in. She, then to her home. She gave like coffee, donuts. They were just having a nice little breakfast thing. And then Dionne Warwick goes up to him and says, "All right, I want you to call me a bitch." He's like, "What? You're Dionne Warwick. I can't do that." And she's like, "Yes, but according to your music, that is how you treat every woman. So say it to me. Say it to me."
Her.
Yes. And so she was kind of like, that was a moment for him to be like, oh.
Was there any noticeable change in his lyrics after that or anything? I don't know. You know what? Because I've tuned a lot of rap out for that same reason. The way women are personified on rap.
That's why I listen to women rappers.
Well, that's right. It's like Missy Elliott.
Anyway, Snoop, stop it. Please. Marlon, you are the best.
Yes, thank you, Marlon.
Thank you very much. And that's going to do it for us for this week. Do you have big plans on this Labor Day
I'm
weekend?
actually jumping in the car, fighting traffic, picking up Kathy, and we're going to Shoe Fest. It's a music festival in Manteno, Illinois. It's kind of
Where is Manteno, Illinois?
It's kind of by Bourbonnais.
So
It's south. It's off of 57. We went last year. Our dear friend and neighbor is the organizer, and he invited us. We're going on the last day. It's like a bluegrass jam fest.
All right.
It's like, where did all these young hippies come from? So we're going to go commune
hang out with young
commune
hippies?
with the young hippies. Yeah.
All right, right on,
So I'm
right
doing
on,
that.
right on.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, we'll have a great
You too.
time.
How about you? What do you have
I'm
going on?
laboring.
We're working.
I
You're
am
working.
laboring on Labor Day. This is how I do. So there we are.
We appreciate you, Scott Duff.
Well, thank you so much, and we also appreciate all of our guests today. Channyn Lynne Parker, the new CEO of Equality Illinois, Ellie Krug, and Hayley Rice. Devin, thank you so much for running everything so smoothly. Matt, thank you for getting it back there. Come on, welcome to the team. Ellen Miller, have safe travels,
Thank
have
you.
fun.
Take care.
On everything. And I am Scott Duff, and until next week,
Happy Labor Day.
Stay proud.